Good morning, everybody. So glad to see you all here, and thanks for coming to the National Book Festival. I'm Guy Lamolinar, and I work at the Library of Congress in a division appropriately called the Center for the Book. All day here at the Library of Congress National Book Festival, we are recognizing and celebrating the importance of reading and authors and books. The Library of Congress makes it seem easy to do this each and every year, but the truth is the National Book Festival is a huge undertaking. It is a huge financial undertaking, but it is free for everyone thanks to our generous supporters and sponsors. Spread the joy of reading with your gift online at loc.gov/donate. You can do that from the festival app, or you can do it when you purchase books today. And now on to our main event. David Ezra Stein is the creator of many award-winning picture books, including Interrupting Chicken and the Elephant of Surprise, which was awarded a Caldecott Honor, as well as Ice Boy, Because Amelia Smiled, Dinosaur Kisses, and I'm My Own Dog. David received the Ezra Jack Keats New Writer Award in 2008, and his books have received numerous awards and been named to many, many book lists, including Publishers Weekly Best Children's Books of the Year and School Library Journal Best Books of the Year. David is a graduate of the Parsons School of Design in New York, where he studied under author-illustrator Pat Cummings. David has worked in many, many fields as a window display artist, as a puppeteer and puppet builder, an interior and set design illustrator. He's done cartoons for the New Yorker magazine. And his books have been translated into so many languages I can hardly tell you: Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Spanish, Catalan, French, and Finnish. David was born in Brooklyn, New York, and he lives with his family in Kew Gardens, New York. Please welcome David Ezra Stein.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, guys. It's nice to be back at the National Book Festival. I was here when my first chicken book came out, Interrupting Chicken. That was some years ago, and that was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to celebrating this new book, Interrupting Chicken and the Elephant of Surprise. So we're going to read the story together. I'm going to get kind of messy and do some painting up here. Maybe you've seen people drawing, but I don't know if you've seen anybody using acrylic paint up here. They're going to get colorful and messy. So how's your summer going, everybody? It's the end of the summer. You guys having a good time? Is anybody back in school yet? Back in school? Ah, man, okay. Well, that's exciting. Anybody just started kindergarten? Yeah? Wow. My daughter is 5 and she's about to start kindergarten next week. So I'm probably more nervous than she is. So I'm not really showing that to her. I'm trying to keep that to myself. But I think she's gonna have a good time. But when I was in kindergarten, that's when I learned to read, and it was already halfway through kindergarten before I knew how to read. And I remember trying to read a book over the winter break, and it was about a moose who finds an egg, and he tries to raise it until it hatches. And I was reading the whole book, but there was this one word I couldn't get. I just couldn't figure it out. It was too complicated. It started with a CH, and I just couldn't figure it out. It had all these letters in it. The last letter was an N. Can anybody guess what the word was that I couldn't read? Yeah, I could not read this word chicken. Actually, it was chickens, because the chickens come back to get their egg from the moose at the end. I think that was how it went. It's been a long time since I read that book. But so I finally just memorized the word chickens, and when I got to the part of the book that said chickens, I said chickens, and then I knew how to read. And it was fantastic. And I could go to my school library. I was very lucky to go to my school library and just walk in, and nobody bothered me. I could just go take a book, whatever book looked interesting to me, and just read it, and nobody asked any questions. As far as I remember, it was just me and the book. And so I wish that for all of you, and I hope that you have a great time in your school library and reading with your parents. So I'd like to read you Interrupting Chicken and the Elephant of Surprise by David Ezra Stein, me. Okay, so the cover says, Interrupting Chicken and the Elephant of Surprise. What a surprise! Chicken, there are no elephants in this book. And then see in the corner there, who's that little guy going, hee 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 hee? An elephant. Wow, this works. Okay. Let's see. So, Interrupting Chicken and the Elephant of Surprise. Interrupting Chicken and the Elephant of Surprise. I said that already. Oh, man. But anyway, you can see that this is the chicken's home, her porch, and then you can see the school bus coming to drop her off, right? And all the interesting things that you can look at when you look at the book. It was after school for the little red chicken. Well, chicken, said Papa, did you have a good day at school today? Yes, Papa, and today my teacher told us every story has an elephant of surprise. So let's read a story and we'll find the elephant. Chicken, she wasn't talking about an elephant, she was talking about an element of surprise. What's an element of surprise? It's the part of the story that makes you say, whoa, I didn't know that was going to happen, said Papa. An elephant in a story always makes me say whoa. So please, let's read a story together. All right, fine, but I don't expect you'll find any elephants in this story. The Ugly Duckling. Oh man, this is going to be tough to read. I think my eyes are dried up. Okay. After a long, lonely winter in the cave, the ugly duckling was growing desperate. I don't care if they tear me to pieces. I must be near those glorious creatures for just one moment, he said as he flung himself toward the flock of swans. To his amazement, the graceful birds did not attack or tease him, but seemed to accept him as one of their own. He peered into the water at his reflection, gasped, and said, Surprise, I'm an elephant. Thank you for finding me. No problem, we learned about you in school. Chicken, there are no elephants in the Ugly Duckling. Every good story has one. That's what my teacher said. That's ridiculous. Is the Ugly Duckling a good story? Well, yes, but then it must have an elephant of surprise. Let's try another book. Rapunzel. Enchanted by Rapunzel's beautiful singing, the prince drew near the tower. He had waited for this night. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, he called, let down your hair. Silently, a braid of Rapunzel's hair slid down the tower wall. Come to me, my prince, called a melodious voice above. With all haste, the prince began to climb. When he reached Rapunzel, he gazed at his love, and she said, Surprise, I'm an elephant. You've done it again. You're welcome. Chicken, I know there's no elephant in Rapunzel. That's just plain ludicrous. Don't you feel sorry for the elephant, Papa? All alone, waiting for someone to find him? Read another story, and we'll find the poor elephant. Chicken, this is silly. It's my homework. Miss Gizzard said to read 3 books and find the elephants in all of them. Okay, Papa sighed. Here comes another story with no elephant. The Little Mermaid. Already, the mermaid could feel the sea witch's potion working. Soon, with her new legs, she would dance with the prince, and he would fall in love with her. As she crawled out of the waves, a sharp pain passed through her. She fell to the steps of the palace and knew only darkness. When she woke, the prince himself was standing over her. In the moonlight, she saw that her wish had come true. She finally did have legs. Elephant legs! Wow, that was a surprise. I know. Well, Chicken, are you happy? You put an elephant in every story, but now I'm going to tell you a story, and I'll make sure there are no elephants. Okay, Papa, and I'll draw the pictures. Papa's Story by Papa. Hi. Once there was a papa whose daughter loved elephants, and she thought she saw them everywhere, but there were no elephants. Every day he got her dressed, but there were no elephants in the dresser. Every day he fixed her breakfast, but there were no elephants in the refrigerator. And every day he packed her off to elephant school. Ta-da! Hi. Hop in, chicken. Oh, Papa, I knew there'd be an elephant in this story. So did I, somehow, said Papa. And it was right at the end, said the chicken. What a great surprise. Are we done, chicken? Yes, Papa. Now you can help me with my math homework. So that's the end of Interrupting Chicken and the Elephant of Surprise. Ta-da! Thank you. So how are we for time? Okay, good. We have some time to do. I was going to just show you how I paint an illustration, but I thought maybe I would try something a little more interesting and try to tell you a story while I do it at the same time. So I've never tried this before. This may fail. Things might blow up. I don't know. We'll find out. But artists like to take chances and try new things. So that's what I'm going to do. So I have my acrylic, I have some acrylic paints here, nice and colorful. So I'm going to tell you a little story about a sea worm, a worm that lived in the sea. There was a sea worm who went up on top of a cliff to take a look at the ocean. Okay, so there's the sea worm. She went on top of a very tall and skinny cliff to peek over the edge and see what she could see. There she is. Right? Skinny cliff there. Now, all of a sudden, somebody threw a football and it got stuck in the cliff. Woo! Tunk. There's the football getting stuck in the cliff, right? I'm waiting to see if anybody's picking up on this. Okay. Some people are chuckling. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, a big boat came, and it crashed into the cliff. Woo! The boat came, blue boat, crashed into the cliff, right? And it made, I have to keep changing colors here. And when that happened, it made a big splash. So a big splash happened. What are you talking about? Chickens. There's no chicken here. Didn't you pay attention to the story? This story is about a worm, a sea worm. You want to hear more of the story? Okay. Then the boat decided to try to escape from the cliff. So they put up their sail. Put up a sail on top of the boat. And that didn't work. So they had to put out some oars. So here are the oars. Put out some oars. A couple of oars came out, and they had to push against the rocks. They pushed against these two big rocks to get away from the cliff. Wait a minute. You know, I think it looks a little like a chicken. That's so weird. I had no idea that was going to happen. And then the worm said, this spot is too busy, so it ran away, ran down the cliff, and tried to escape from this wacky place. All right, you know what? I mean, you're right. It does kind of look like a chicken, so maybe I should put an eye on it and then a little dot inside the eye. That's a good idea. Good thing I brought some of this white paint here. So I can paint the chicken's eye. See? And I wish I had some black paint, but I don't have that. So I have a black marker. This is the paint marker. We'll see if it can cover up the top of the white paint. Maybe I'll make a little space for it here. And we'll put some black in there. And there we go. And do a little smile. Surprise! Surprise, I'm a chicken. Oh, so I have plenty of time. I didn't plan anything else, but do you guys have questions you want to ask? Yes? How about you? That's a comfy beanbag you have there. Ah. So she knew like pretty early on that it was going to be a chicken. That's very good detective work. Yeah? How about you? Nice and loud, okay? How long did it take? How long did it take me to make that book, that Interrupting Chicken and the Elephant of Surprise? Well, the first one came out in 2010, so this one's coming out now. So it took, in a way, it took like 8 years or 7 years to make. But really just working on the artwork took about 8 months to do all those details and the background and figure out what the elephant was gonna look like. I could paint you an elephant if you like. This time I can't pretend that it's not an elephant, so it's just gonna be a boring old, straightforward painting. Now, would anybody like to take, it's very messy, it's very messy. So parents, you have to be okay with it. Okay, it's wet, so just be careful. Don't get it on yourself, okay? Here, maybe give it to Mom. Here, you want me to? I'll just hold it here for you, okay? Maybe. I'll put it over here. And you can come collect it at the end. So for the elephant in the story, I had to pick a character that's very cute and mischievous, and well, he doesn't have any clothes on because he has to change into all the different costumes for each story. So I decided to make an elephant that looks kind of like a toddler. Does anybody know have a toddler in their life? So they're kind of short, and they have a big head, and they have a cute belly button, right? And they're like have short legs usually. So that's what I decided to do for my elephant. And it took me a long time to get the ears, but the ears are this nice like teardrop upside down shape. Just the ear. I should make up a story about this. There were 2 raindrops that decided to go up instead of down. Hey, look at that. And then they found a puddle. They fell in a big puddle. And they said, Oh wow, look at that. There's more water up here in the sky. But then some of the water decided to turn into a river. Woo! And then, oh man, then like a lot of the water started to leak down, back down to Earth, and it grew a belly button. Yeah. I had to abandon that little metaphor. Wow, it looks really weird on the screen. It's very wet, so I guess there's a lot of light reflecting on it. It looks kind of cool. And then the elephant has these stumpy legs here. A little tail. He has long arms, actually. My nephew looks exactly like this elephant. He's an unusual kid. No, but he has a big head and he has short legs, and he's really cute. So, and the elephant has, I think it's 4 or 5 hairs on top of its head. And the elephant is not complete without eyebrows, because eyebrows are very expressive, so I decided to give it eyebrows. And important. Eyebrows are very important. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hairs. He has eyebrows. He has big eyes, of course. I forget if he has a tusk or not. Oh well. I think little elephants don't have tusks yet, so I didn't give him a tusk. And we'll do let's see. I think I put my marker in here. Ah. Now for this character, he's all blue, so I use a little bit of lines to make his trunk pop out and his arms and legs, and I use black. And there's all kinds of blues inside the elephant if you look in the book. Lots of different colors of blue. Okay. Oh, really? Okay. And then he has little hairs on the tip of his tail. 4 little hairs. So that's the elephant. Thanks, everybody. I got to do the 2 main characters. So we have time for 1 question. We have less time than I thought. But let's pick somebody from down here. How about you? How did I get the idea of a father and a tiny chicken reading stories together? Well, there's a knock-knock joke. Knock, knock. Interrupting chicken. So I heard this knock-knock joke, and I thought, well, who is this little chicken, and what's the rest of her life like? What does she do when she's not interrupting knocking on somebody's door? And so that's where the whole world of the chicken came about. And I hope you enjoy the second book very much. I'll be signing books in a little while at 12:30, I believe. So I hope I see you there. Thanks. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you very much.